All right, welcome everyone to the Old Colony MPO meeting of November 18th. Let me read the accessibility statement and the non-discrimination statement. First, the accessibility statement and Title VI non-discrimination statement. This means accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. If you would like this accommodation, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. And then the notice of non-discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries with regard to the federal Title VI non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections is included on this meeting's agenda, as available on the Old Colony Planning Council website at https://oldcolonyplanning.org/. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 for more information. Thank you. And then Charlie, you want to read the roll?
Yes, Steve Woelfel.
Steve Woelfel, representing Interim Secretary and CEO Phil Bang of MassDOT, here.
Thank you. Sean Handy.
John Handy, representing Administrator and Undersecretary Gulliver.
Thank you. Mark Peterson. I see Mark in the. So he's with Brockton. Lee Hartman.
Lee Hartman, Town of Plymouth.
Dan Salvucci.
Dan here, Town of Whitman.
And Kelly, are you representing back today, or is Mike coming on?
You have just me today.
Okay, Kelly Forrester.
I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. And Becky Coletta.
Becky Coletta, President OCPC.
And that's for signatories, and for ex officio members, we have Rhonda Motley from Federal Highway Administration.
Yes, this is Rhonda. I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, and I don't see anybody from FTA. So, all right, thank you.
All right, we can go to the next agenda item, which are public comments. Any members of the public here to address the MPO today? All right, seeing none. Let's
Steve.
move to, yep.
Actually, OCPC has two things they'd like to bring up.
All right, go ahead.
Sure. The first and foremost, I'd like to recognize Bill McNulty of our team here. He's a principal transportation planner. He's just celebrated his 25th work anniversary at OCPC, and we just wanted to acknowledge his quarter century of planning with us here at the council, and acknowledge his expertise and professionalism. He's a great team member to have on board. So thank you,
Congrats,
Bill.
Bill. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Congrats.
And then item number 2, our guest signatory, Lee Hartman, will be retiring next month. So we just wanted to give a shout out to Lee for his long-term service to the town of Plymouth and the region. He started with Plymouth in the 1980s as town planner, and he's been the planning director for several years. He's also had different roles within the town at different times as a interim town manager. And one of the things Lee was instrumental in was he helped lead the first complete streets policy adoption in the region. Plymouth was the first community with that. It was back in 2013, so that was really exciting. And one of the other hallmarks of Lee's accomplishments was working with potential developers of what is now known as the Pine Hills property. So it was through Lee's planning expertise and leadership that I think Pine Hills really got off the ground and became what it is today, working with developers and in a planning platform and a smart growth development area. So congratulations, Lee. We're going to miss you, but we'll,
Thank you. You missed the fact that I started my career with OCPC. I was a planner at OCPC before Plymouth.
Okay. Yeah, great.
So Lee,
And,
is this your last meeting or is next
Yes,
month?
it is.
All right, well, congratulations. Thanks for all your efforts on behalf of the MPO, Lee, and enjoy your retirement. I'm sure we'll see you in some fashion.
I'm not retiring. I'm just retiring from the town of Plymouth. I'll still be working.
All right, well, I'm sure we'll see you around, but congratulations anyway.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, let's move to agenda item 3, which is the potential approval of the October 21st minutes. Can I get a motion second to approve?
So moved, Dan from Whitman. Come on, Lee.
Yeah, come on, Lee.
Hartman, second.
There you go.
All right. Dan's gonna be lost without you, Lee. You know this.
Yeah.
Any changes or comments on the minutes?
No.
All right, seeing none. Charlie, you want to read the roll?
Steve Wolfle,
Yes.
Sean Handy,
Yes.
Mark Peterson. Mark, I think you're frozen.
It is cold out.
Yeah, Lee Hartman,
Yes.
Dan Salvucci,
Yes.
Kelly Forrester,
Yes.
Becky Coletta.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. We'll now move on to agenda item 8, which is the update from Brockton Area Transit Authority.
Thank you very much. Just a couple updates. We have a new microtransit service that started yesterday in Bridgewater. The BatFlex Bridgewater service. It is a similar app as used in our Rockland service, door-to-door service, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6 p.m. So we are hoping that that goes well. Also, you might have noticed some new bus stop signs throughout the city of Brockton so far. We are undergoing a bus stop analyzation and taking a look, but part of that is just to replace our bus wraps with actual BAT bus signs that I think are a little bit more noticeable. So you should be seeing that throughout the region as we go on. And that is all I have.
Any questions for Kelly?
I see.
Lee, did you have your hand up for a reason or?
Nope. I
Oh.
don't even know how that happened.
All right,
Wow.
all right. Did anyone have any questions for Kelly? I couldn't tell. All right, sounds like no. All right, we'll move to the next agenda item, which is the update. Agenda item 5, update from GATRA. Is anyone from GATRA here?
I don't see anyone, but if Mary Ellen or anyone from GATRA hops on, I will let you know.
All right, I didn't see them either, Sean, but thank you for letting us know. All right, move on to agenda item 6, which is federal fiscal year 26 to 2030 Old Colony Transportation Improvement Program adjustments or any amendments. I assume we have stuff, Charles, Charlie, so you want to take it away?
Yeah, Bill will be taking this one.
All right, take it away, Bill.
Thank you, Chair. So you see on your screen, this is a pretty busy report, so we'll take it piece by piece. The first one is a review of the public view and comment period and potential endorsement for Amendment 1 that this board released to a public view and comment period at the previous October meeting. If you want to go to the next page, it's just a fresh, brief reminder. This amendment was to revise the cost on the Abington project, the Abington project at Hancock and Chestnut Street in 2026, and then also to add in several BIL grants in the region, the Raise and Smart grants in Brockton, as well as the culvert project, the grant in Plymouth. Go to the next page. Next page. So this is just a summary of the public review and comment period. It was presented to the Old Colony Planning Council at their October board meeting. They reviewed and approved it as presented through unanimous vote through their consent agenda. And then it was also presented to the JTC at their recent meeting a couple weeks ago, and they approved it unanimously by a roll call vote. And that summarizes the public review and comment period. With that, I'd ask for a vote for a potential vote for endorsement on this.
All right, thank you, Bill. Can I get a motion second to endorse the amendment as detailed here by Bill?
I'll make that motion, Dan from Whitman.
Lee?
No, Lee Hartman second.
All right, any changes or comments, questions for Bill? All right, seeing none. Charlie, you want to read the roll?
Steve Wolfle,
Yes.
Sean Handy,
Yes.
Mark Peterson.
Yes.
Thank you. Lee Hartman,
Yes.
Dan Salvucci,
Yes.
Kelly Forrester,
Yes.
Becky Coletta.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bill. So now we'll move on to the next agenda item, which is,
Adjustment number 2 for the
Okay.
2026 to 2030 tip. So this is a new new adjustment. So I'll be presenting both an adjustment and an amendment. But we'll take the adjustment first. The adjustment is for a revised total cost and revised funding sources on a transit line item, the BAT vehicle overall for a total of 8 vehicles. The former value on that was $1,450,000. The new cost on that is $3,120,000. You can see a breakdown on your screen of
Awesome.
the 3 funding sources where that money is coming from. The variance on the cost variance between the new cost and the old cost is an increase of $1,670,000. This does not require a release to public view and comment period. This only requires a review and potential discussion right now, and then a potential endorsement by this board.
Bill, you want to do this one first and then do the amendment?
Whatever pleases the JAG. I could in
All right. Why don't we do that, Bill? So does
Okay.
anyone have any questions for Bill on this adjustment?
No.
Well, I'm trying to find my raised hand. Becky Coletta.
Yeah,
I
Becky.
just, why did the price go up so much? Is it a different type of vehicle or is it just increased cost for vehicles?
That don't know the specifics on this. Kelly, do you have any information on this?
I do not believe we wanted this change in there, so I'm gonna have to follow up with Michael and the state. I think this might have come from the state and not from us. So I don't know that we are prepared as BAT to go through.
So, okay, so
We can just
So-
table that for today, you know?
yeah,
Yeah,
considering
we can
that,
do
we
that.
could
Well,
table
we didn't act on it. And Kelly, I don't know. I wasn't aware of this being on either, so why don't we just put this aside? We didn't do any action, so we'll just all agree that we'll take it up in the next meeting.
Yeah, we'll table it. Do you need a
Yeah.
motion to table?
I don't think so, because we didn't put it on the table, Dan. I mean,
Okay.
I think, does everyone agree we don't need to do anything since we didn't do a motion a second, so.
That sounds
Okay.
All
good.
right. All right, so why don't we go to Amendment 2?
so I have feeling the amendment 2 is probably gonna be the same as the last one where because these were grouped together in the E-step, and so if we're tabling adjustment 2, then I suspect we're also gonna table amendment 2. Does that sound right, Kelly?
Yes, please.
I think Lee
All right,
has
wait.
his hand up, you guys, just to let you know.
Lee, I know Lee has it, but I don't know if this was like before. Did you have a question, Lee?
I don't know what's happening.
That's what I thought. I was trying not to bring it out again, Lee, so.
Sorry.
I'm not even touching the keyboard or anything. Interesting.
All right.
Somebody else is doing. I think Charlie's doing that for me.
Probably. All right. I've been texting Schuster. I knew he had to go to meeting to see. Miranda, you're not aware of any of this, right? Correct?
I am not, sorry.
All right. So I'm double checking with Schuster, who had to go to another meeting just to make sure. So why don't we keep moving on and we can come back to that if we need to. So let's go to the next agenda item.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
All right, so to agenda item 7, the federal fiscal year 2026 Old Colony Unified Planning Work Program. Looks like we have an amendment. Who's handling this, Charlie?
I'll take this one, Chair.
All right,
So
go
last month, the MPO released a tip amendment 1 to the Unified Planning Work Program. What this amendment does is it adds in the prioritization process pilot program grant. We have an executed grant agreement with Federal Highway. It's approximately a $2 million project. So this will be added into the appendices of the Unified Planning Work Program, and it does not affect the fiscal constraint. On the next slide, give keep going. Next one is our public comment matrix. We have 2 comments similar to the tip amendment that Bill spoke to earlier. The OCPC Board of Directors approved this amendment at their October meeting, and then the Old Colony Joint Transportation Committee in early November reviewed and approved this amendment. So it's staff recommendation that this successfully completed public review comment period and would recommend MPO consideration of endorsement.
All right. Anyone have any questions for Charlie before I call for motion in a second?
Why did my chat go up?
All right. Anyone want to make a motion in a second to endorse this UPWP amendment?
I'll make a motion, Dan from Whitman.
Lee Hartman, second.
All right. Any last questions? Seeing none. Charlie, you want to read the roll?
Steve Wolfel,
Yes.
Sean Handy,
Yes.
Mark Peterson.
Yes.
I'd like to recognize Select Board Member Kimberly Emberg from Kingston. Lee Hartman,
Yes.
Dan Salvucci,
Yes.
Kelly Forrester,
Yes.
and Becky Coletta.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. I will point out that regarding the prioritization process pilot program, we do have an RFP out on the street right now, and I did post a link to it in the chat.
All right.
And proposals are due December 5th by 4 p.m.
All right. Thanks for that, Charlie. All right. Let's move on to the next agenda item, which is the agenda 8, which is Old Colony's memorandum of understanding. Charlie, is this you?
Yes, Chair. Thank you. So we're we're introducing to the MPO today the review of your existing 3C memorandum of understanding, and we review this once every couple of years to make sure it's current and reflective of current federal statute. So on the next slide, next slide. So some key elements of this 3C, as you can see here, is continuing, cooperative, and comprehensive. Just going to outline some of the key things within this MOU. The composition of the MPO, as you all know, has 8 signatories: Secretary and CEO of MassDOT, the Administrator of MassDOT, the President of Old Colony Planning Council, the Administrator of Brockton Area Transit, the Mayor of Brockton, Chief Elected Official, and then we have 2 chief elected officials from communities that are representing 2 distinct population regions. The first being communities with a population under 15,000, and the second being populations greater than 15,000. And those 2 seats serve 2-year terms, and we conduct an election process, and the OCPC Board of Directors actually votes upon candidates that submitted nomination forms. So those have to be members of the select boards of those communities to be eligible to be on the MPO. And then going on, the MOU also talks about functions of the MPO itself, and 2 key hallmarks of what the MPO does is implement a form for cooperative decision making, and then the MPO is responsible for preparing the Unified Planning Work Program, which is the scope and work and budget for the Transportation Department, a 20-year look forward regional transportation plan, a 5-year transportation improvement program, and importantly, an overarching public participation plan that describes how OCPC and the MPO will implement a comprehensive public participation process, not only for the aforementioned certification documents, but also for corridor studies, long-range transportation plans, etc. So on the next slide, talks about operation of the MPO itself. So frequency of meetings, as you know, there are probably at least 6 MPO meetings per year. Last year we had, I believe, 11. It describes chair of the MPO and what are the quorum requirements. And then the MOU also establishes the responsibilities of each signatory on the MPO, describes objectives of the 3C process and the planning process. And then an advisory group to the MPO is the Joint Transportation Committee. I note that on our call today is Dan Salvucci. He serves as vice chair of that committee.
Yep.
And then also importantly to what the MOU talks about is it provides who is the staff of the MPO, and it provides what are the financial resources and sources for the planning activities. So as you know, for the Unified Planning Work Program, we have a combined planning grant that's through MassDOT, and it uses the Federal Highway PL funds and the Section 5303 FTA funds. So with all that being said, what we do when we take a look at the MOU is to make sure that it's current. But going back, one of the things that came out of the transportation certification review was, a thought and a recommendation to look at the composition of the MPO to make sure that it's representative of the demographics of the region. So what we will be doing is working offline with the communities, MassDOT, Federal Highway, Federal Transit, the Joint Transportation Committee, to review the current MOU to see if there are any changes. And MassDOT Planning has already provided some comments back to make sure it's reflective of the current IIJA, or also Infrastructure Investment Job Act. Some people refer to as the BIL, Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, but making sure that that's referenced and current. And so we're taking a look at the MOU, and we're opening it up to, obviously, to the MPO itself for any additional thoughts today. But over the next couple of months, our timeline is to ultimately hope to conclude the review of this MOU in January, and then report back to the MPO and hopefully have a vote on a revised MOU. So that's a quick snapshot of what we're undertaking, and we'll open any questions that you all might have today.
All right, anyone have any questions for Charlie?
Oh, good.
All right, so Charlie, I assume we're sending it out and just asking people to start the review of it. And there'll be as you said, an agenda item in December too.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Last call. Any questions for Charlie? All right. Thank you, Charlie. Schuster's on, or should be on. So he asked if we could go back to the tip adjustment and tip amendment, and then I'll turn it over to him.
I'm here. Thank you.
All right. Take it away, Schuster.
Yeah, so for the transit item or for the highway item, or both?
Both.
Okay. So for the
Wasn't it both, Charlie? I think it was both, Charlie. So.
Okay, so for the highway item, let me go to the transit item just because I have that open. If you can go to the next slide. The two transit actions we have proposed are really a funding exercise or a fiscal exercise. The MassDOT Capital Improvement Program and the Old Colony TIP did not align with the match funding or funding sources for these investments. The investments are not being changed in nature, but they do have to be aligned so that there's sufficient, so that the funding is reconciled on both the regional TIP and the CIP for the statewide match and the use of toll development credits for the vehicle overhaul investment, as well as the rehab and renovation of the maintenance facility investment.
So Schuster, Becky has a question. So let's have Becky ask the question right now.
Yes.
So my original question is, does this mean that we are going to get more vehicles overhauled? Because if there's further funding available and we're reconciling that funding, how are we, what are we doing with the extra money?
Oh, it's not extra money. It's just a matter of it's an adjustment of the funding source for a planned investment that you already included in your TIP. So the BAT vehicle overhaul project for 8 vehicles was already reflected in your TIP. We're not making any changes to that proposed investment, just the way that it's getting paid for. Does that make sense?
Well, but it says the former value is 1.45 and the new cost is 3.120. So maybe there's an issue with the way it's being presented. Because it seems to say that the cost now is a different cost, not just a different allocation of funding sources.
Yep, I am pulling that up right now. So the cost was being spread across 2026 and 2028 by the RTA. I'm not sure whether the cost for overhauling the 8 vehicles is increased, and they are proposing using additional funding from the 5339 statewide program to do that. I realize Bat's not on the call because there's a MARTA meeting happening in 2 minutes.
Okay.
But
It may,
I'm here.
so it may
I'm
just be,
okay.
so it may just be that the funding's all being pulled into 2026 for the work that's being done, because that's where the funds are available.
Yeah, that was my
Thanks, Chris.
understanding, and it's the removal of RTA cap, which is state bond cap, as the match source for the 5307 funds. Instead, the proposal here is to remove the state bond cap and to instead use 5339 statewide as the funding source for the match on this investment.
Kelly,
And-
did you have something? Oh, sorry, Becky.
Sorry. Yeah, I think Bat still has a few questions on these, so we would still like to try to table this right now and maybe revisit it at the next meeting.
Okay.
Are we going to lose that funding source if we do that, or do we have until December to do that?
I think it can still remain tabled, and as long as it doesn't have any effect on the procurement of those buses in the spring, it should be fine.
All right, so I think this will remain on the table.
Yep.
All right, what was the other item? Are we also tabling Amendment 2, the Bat Rehabilitate Renovate Maintenance Facility, or is that similar, Schuster?
Yeah, I believe those are similar, the same.
Okay,
We have similar questions on that one as well.
all right.
Yeah, so if the desire is to table, then we can table both of these until December.
All right, so that's what we'll do. Was there any other, was there a highway element, or did we already vote on that part? I've lost track now.
That was already voted on.
All right, so I think we're good. So Schuster, we just have to follow up on these 2 bat things.
Yep, I'll touch base with Mike Lambert on the Rail and Transit Division, and we'll be better prepared for next month. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right, so we did that. We did the MOU, so I believe we're on to the next agenda item after the MOU, which I believe is an update on the long-range plan. Yep, 2050 long-range transportation plan, goals, objective, performance targets. I believe this is Bill, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chair. So as we undertake the update of our long-range transportation plan for 2050, we're starting by reviewing our goals and objectives and performance targets for the kind of the backbone of how this plan comes together. So we've begun that process of reviewing the existing goals in the previous plan and kind of giving them a little bit of an update. We're repolishing it. More or less, they are the same goals, but might be changing language in some of them or consolidating some of them. So I'll just quickly go through. So obviously, we want to provide a safe transportation system that reaches the goals, our Vision Zero goals, as well as PM1 safety performance goals, and incorporates elements of the safe system approach in the system. We have a goal of a transportation system that supports economic vitality in the region, a goal that supports congestion reduction, and this would play into performance targets that are set forth in PM3 that that the MPO votes on and accepts on each year. Next one, be having an accessible and reliable system, having having a transportation system that's environmentally sustainable, having a transportation system that focuses on system preservation, and then this would be aimed at those goals and performance targets that are set forth in PM2, which are those targets for maintaining a state of good repair, and then finally a focused on project development, so efficient development and delivery of projects through programs such as the TIP. So this is these are the kind of the main goals that we're incorporating to this plan. They, as I said, that more or less are the same goals as previous, kind of just being reworded a little bit. And right now we're also kind of reviewing our performance targets. So we, as I alluded to, we have those 3 sets of performance targets that are federally required: PM1, PM2, and PM3. Aside from the the actual values of those targets do not change. Those are a constant in our planning program. But we're also reviewing some of the supplemental targets that we've created in the past. And for example, we've had a goal and target in the past that 100% of our year 1 projects are advertised. So things like that aren't necessarily federally required, but we've included in previous plans. We're currently reviewing those and seeing if they're applicable to keep them in going forward. But that is an update on what we are working on right now.
All right. Anyone have any questions for Bill? All right. Well, Bill, you've officially kicked off the start of the new long-range planning cycle. So I'm sure I'll be hearing from you in the coming months. So if anyone have any questions or comments in the meantime, please reach out to Bill. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. With that, we can move on to the next agenda item, which is agenda item 10, administrative matters of the business, date and time of the next meeting. Charlie.
Thank you, Chair. So we have a couple items for the MPO's attention today, and first and foremost is a virtual design public hearing for the Route 18 at 123 intersection in Abington. That's going to be on December 11th at 6:30 p.m. There's a link in the staff report and to check and to register for this. So interested. Next slide. So some exciting news here from our friends at MassDOT, the MassDOT Grant Central. There's some new updates and some grants available. There's a unpaved roads grant and a community culvert grant program. And on the next slide, there's some upcoming trainings. There's an important one on December 4th. There's a registration link, and you can see there were some past webinars that were held, and one of the notes is that they will post the recordings of those webinars. So if you weren't able to attend the one earlier in November, you can go back and listen to that one. And also in the staff report is a link to the MassDOT Grant Central webpage. So there's a lot there, a lot of information, and they've done a really nice job kind of collaborating and positioning communities to be successful to pursue a lot of these grants. So, next slide. Speaking of grants, who doesn't like a good Mass Trails grant round? It's now open, and it's open until February 2nd. So we've seen a lot of interest in the trail program. So this is a great resource, and we've seen a lot of interesting projects getting funded over the last couple of years. So next slide. And our friends at the Federal Funds and Infrastructure Office, they have monthly meetings to talk about grant opportunities and different policy initiatives that align with these grant opportunities. And their next meeting is November 25th at 2 p.m. And there's a registration link here in your staff report if you're so interested. And the next slide. Hey, who could forget? Ever popular and always exciting is the annual OCPC Summit, and proud to announce this is going to be our 5th one. It's going to be held on December 2nd from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Jones Trading Post in Kingston at 42 Elm Street. So there's a registration link right there in your staff report, and you all should have received
Email.
information to register, and you can also click on this QR code in the staff report or on the screen to bring you to the registration link, and there's a direct link there. Old Colony Planning Council.org//OCPC Summit. So hope to see you there. Next slide. So we have a schedule of upcoming MPO meetings, and we're rounding out 2025 with a December 16th meeting, and then rolling into the new year. Happy New Year. It's going to be here before you know it. So the MPO will be meeting January through June, and on the third Tuesday of the month at 10 p.m. in a virtual format. And these are the dates and times in your staff report. And that's what we have. I'll turn it over back to the chair for any additional announcements from the attendees.
All right. Anyone have any questions for Charlie first? All right. Does anyone else have any other business? All right. Before I call for adjournment, I just want to congratulate Lee again. Thank him for all his hard work on the MPO, and look forward to seeing him in different capacities in the future. And with that, can I get a motion a second to adjourn? So Dan and Lee, take it away.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
You're supposed to let me make the motion.
Okay,
You
you make the
second?
motion, Lee.
You second it.
I'll
I
second
move.
it. There you
All
go.
All right. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Everyone try to stay warm and enjoy Happy Thanksgiving. I believe that's next week, isn't it? Everyone
Yep.
lost track of time as usual. So everyone have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in December. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.